think we're live. It's always hard to tell. It's the first like couple seconds. It's always awkward.
Gotta wait for
Uh,
them to show up and let us start chatting and stuff.
there we go. Yep, we're live, man. All right, let's give everybody a couple seconds to get here, and I'll get started. Let me
They're
see if
busy,
I.
they're busy watching the market go up.
That is true. It's a really bad time to start going live. Everybody's busy watching the candles. Everybody's watching those charts right now. All right. All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Not another Bitcoin interview with my man here, Greg Grant. Craig Grant. I can't believe you made the time to come on my channel, man. I really appreciate it. I know you don't need an introduction, but if you could, please introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, and maybe a little bit about how you got into Bitcoin and what you do in this space.
Well, my name is Craig Grimes, and I first encountered Bitcoin when it was $3. I was already pretty wealthy, so I didn't care to. I was on what you call BitTorrent, BitTorrent, and they accept donations in
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
yeah.
So I checked it out, like, oh, this is cool, digital money. And I was like, I want to get some of this, but then I had to send money to like some crazy country. So I was like, nah, I'm not gonna mess with that. And then eventually now, 2015, December 2015, I discovered, oh, there's Coinbase. I can buy it. And I was actually, I watched a Roger Ver video and he was all hype about it. So I looked into it. And that's when I started buying. I bought my first at 480 and then it went down from there, which I knew was going to go down though. So I even made videos about that. Like, yeah, I bought it 480. I see it going too low, but I'll be buying on the way down. Then I was buying until Ether came around.
So
About February.
so basically I just wanted to see like what do you do in this space? Like tell everybody like what you do.
So I make YouTube videos and speak my mind about whatever is going on that day or within that 24-hour period that I'm making the video.
Dude, your
That's a good.
videos
That's a
are
good.
on point. I know
Yeah.
everybody already watch it already knows, but if they didn't, now they do. Like your videos are on point, man.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't have any. I'm not doing anything else because I haven't been working in since forever. Since like 1999, I haven't had a job, so I have time to even see what's going on. So then, therefore, if I make a video, whatever I say is going to reflect just the information that I gathered, and I have the time to do it. So that's probably why it comes out that way.
Yeah, that's true. Keeping up with everything going on in the space is like a full-time job. Like I try to trade, but I can only do it if I have 2 days off in a row. Like I work my day job, I can't trade. Like you got to be in the know all day.
And it all depends on if you're only focused on one thing. Because like last year, for a while, the first 6 months, I was mostly focused on Ether. So I was always in the Ethereum Reddit, and pretty much that's it. I was trading Ether for 6 months, and then after that, I moved into Steem, and I was always just focused on Steem. So it's like I'm always focused, and then the Bitcoin's always there too. So I'm not like too spread out into a whole bunch of different things. So because I'm focused on just a certain thing and I'm focused on it, then the information I can have about it is going to be on point.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about was STEEMIT. Like how did you come across STEEMIT and like what about it got you to stick around?
Okay, so I was on CoinMarketCap in about May of last year, and I saw STEEMIT come up into the top 10. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, blogging platform. I joined it up, and I blogged about the DAO because at the time the DAO was out. So I was like promoting the DAO. And I saw the trending page, like there's all this money, like 20 G's, 30 G's. And I'm like, yo, there's a lot of money flying around here. But I made a blog post, didn't get any money on it. I just moved on. And then I was watching a video, and there was an interview between two YouTubers. They were talking about how the first payout from the rewards will happen on July 4th, on Independence Day. So it was like June. And I was like, okay, I have an account. Let me go start blogging right now, so I can get some of that money from the first payout. Because they were saying, oh, there's going to be $1 million paid out. And I'm like, I want a piece of that,
Right.
So I started blogging, and yeah, I made some money from that point on. And actually, I've blogged every day since then.
Yeah, I've checked out your STEEMIT, and I recommend everybody watching do the same. You are, very informative, and it's always relevant, like you said, I guess within the 24 hours. So If you're trying to stay in the loop, guys, create a STEEMIT account and follow my man here. His STEEMIT is amazing. I wanted to ask you a little bit about STEEMIT because I'm very new to it. Obviously, the price increase is what basically caught my attention to it. I saw it when it was at like 10 cents. I checked out STEEMIT. I created an account, never used it, but then the price boom just happened. I went and took another look at it. And Trevon James actually turned me on to busy.org, which made STEEMIT a little bit more user-friendly for me. So now I'm probably going to be there a lot more. Do you prefer STEEMIT or do you prefer like the busy.org overlay? Which one do you prefer?
Well, just from using them both, I definitely prefer SteemIt because Busy is not as, it looks better for browsing it, for looking at stuff. But when you're talking about posting or actually using it, like you try to, like I tried to send a transaction with the wallet, didn't go through. So Busy is not completely ready yet. Still beta, you know.
A
But as
beta
far
on
as
a
the,
beta, yeah.
yeah, beta on a beta. So the usability, no, it's not there. But the way it looks, the idea behind, you know, the better look is there. Whereas SteemIt, no, SteemIt, I would say the functionality is great. They're not going for a look really, and they say, you know, the developers on SteemIt said it's never going to come out of beta. It's not going to be improved in any kind of way other than functionality. And what they're looking for is other applications to just pull the information from the blockchain, other outside of SteemIt, in which there are a couple now. There's actually one that just came out, which is a forum style version, just like any regular forum, but it's a Steam content. So it's like everything that's on SteemIt, but it's in a forum format.
I like that. So it goes more into the Reddit like ecosystem that people are more familiar with.
Well, forum like you know, the classic, like Reddit is not like a forum, but like forum like the Dash forum, for instance,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
like that forum.
What was one of your most successful SteemIt posts, and why do you think it was so successful? Like, if somebody was just getting into it, how would they go about trying to make a successful SteemIt post?
No, that's okay. A successful SteemIt post. Now, I would say the easiest way to get a successful SteemIt post is the introduce me post. You know, when you introduce yourself, and if you do that well, then yeah, that can be successful. But as far as consistently successful, there's no formula to that. You know, yeah, there really is no formula now. There's tricks like you can go to SteemIt chat and start parlaying and, you know, getting yourself known in there. But even nowadays, that doesn't work. So I would say there's no formula to a successful SteemIt post other than if you're on there long enough and you know, you're just known to be a great blogger. I mean, after that, you just have to establish yourself. You know, as far as being on there, commenting, um, posting good content will get you there, but it's not going to happen like, you know, just like that. You have to pretty much prove yourself. If you like blogging, if you enjoy it, then you'll be successful in it. But if you're just getting on there just to make money, I don't know, you're gonna get frustrated pretty fast. You know, if it's just for money and it's not gonna work out.
Yeah, I've
But
had
yeah,
people
like,
come back saying like, "Hey, what's going on? Everybody's making $80 a post. I ain't getting any money. What am I doing wrong?" And they're asking me, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm not the pro." So yeah,
you
it's
just gotta
obviously it's
keep posting. I was posting for months and earning like four times a day, earning less than $1 per post, and I still enjoyed it. You know, I was getting comments and everything, but I wasn't getting you know, upvotes from anybody with a lot of steam power because, you know, my content is just, I'm just straight up doing it. I'm not even trying to please anybody or anything. I'm gonna say what I want to say. And like until now, there was a lot of, you know, of course, that was Steam was criticized for that. A lot of control over all the power, you know, and who control the power, and they want to see things a certain way, and they're going to support this person and that person. I just pretty much ignored all that stuff. I just kept buying. I was in it really for the trading aspect of it, like buying the Steam power, because last year there was a huge inflation rate, 160% inflation rate. So I was just buying Steam power to get that extra Steam, and at the same time blogging. If I earn blogging, not if I earn blogging good. If I didn't, whatever, I'm still buying the Steam power. So, you know, the steam power inflation rate is what really kept me there. Kept me
okay.
going.
Cool. That's what I was going to ask next. Could you do me a favor and briefly just explain the difference between Steem, the token, and the Steem dollar, and how they are usually confused between one another, and like how you can differentiate the two easily?
right? So if one Steem is worth 10 cents, then 10 Steem is worth one Steem dollar, right? So it's like,
Nailed it.
yeah, yeah. They use the Steem they use the value of Steem to represent one Steem dollar. So like if one Steem is worth 20 cents, then 5 Steem is worth one Steem dollar. So when you have a Steem dollar, it's always worth $1 until you convert it. So if you say pay 10 Steem for one Steem dollar, and then the price of Steem goes up, and then you sell that, let's say it goes to 20 cents, and you sell that Steem dollar, then you're gonna get back 5 Steem,
Okay.
right? So
Okay.
you pretty much just lost 5 Steem by holding on to Steem dollars. But it works both ways. The price of Steem goes down, and you sell it, and you can get if they say it goes to 1 cent, you can sell it and get 100 Steem. You only pay 10 for it. So it's just like US dollar and Bitcoin. You know, you're trading US dollar and Bitcoin, but the Steem
I
dollar
really
is
like
worth.
that explanation, man. That's perfect.
Yeah, it is everything about Steem. Once you get to know what it is and how it works, it's pretty much well thought out and really perfect. Perfect is a good way to describe it. Yeah.
Well, where do you see STEEMIT going in the future? Do you see like, the high school kids who are using Instagram and, or whatever coming on, or where do you see like STEEMIT going?
Due to the way the market looks now, I don't see whereas Steem needs to go anywhere big to for whoever is involved in it right now to earn tons and tons of money, right? Like for instance, right now there's 6,000 active users close within 24 hours, right? And if you say 60,000, that's if you do that times 10, which is 60,000 users, you can pretty much multiply the price of Steem by 10 to say it's going to be $12, right? But at $12 Steem, my upvote is worth $100, and like my Steem account is worth 1 point something million, and then there's Steem accounts that would be worth almost $1 billion. So it's like because of the way the cryptocurrency market is set up, and because blockchains don't care about dollar values, if Steem was ran by a group of people basically, and they see all this money flying around on there, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's too much. We're gonna take some of this and put it over here because you can't have blog posts being paid out for $1 million. That's wrong. That's how it is. But when you have a blockchain doesn't care. It's gonna just do what it does, and then whatever the dollar value is what it is, and human beings just have to deal with that, right?
Yeah, man. Yes, I like STEEMIT. I mean, I don't know. I
So,
put a couple posts up there, and I really like their governance system, or however you want to call it. Like they're like the if you upvote first and you re-steam, you curate, then somebody behind you does the same, and it's incentivized
but that's
behind
changing.
incentive.
That's changing to a certain extent with the next hard fork, which they announced today. Whereas, yeah, the curation part, if you're not blogging at all, the curation part becomes important to say that, well, if I'm not blogging, I'm going to curate, and that's all I'm going to do. And you post a blog post, if I upvote you after 1 minute, right? I'm giving away all my rewards to you, which that's okay. So let's say my upvote is worth $5. I'm going to give you that $5 after 1 minute. After 15 minutes, I'm going to give you, what is it? 50% of my reward, right? So you'll get 250 and I'll get to keep 250. And so the further down I go, you get less, right? And I get more. But then it's like there's a competition between all the curators. So curation, right, is hard to explain like on video. But if you were a curator and you read out how it works, it's like a really gamified system. Say, to vote at the right time, but you can't vote too early or too late, right? So I figured out my own that 22 minutes is the right place to vote if you're going to curate. But if you're a blogger, that doesn't matter. It's like none of that matters because blogging
Exclusive
is really,
knowledge bombs.
yeah, blogging is like real money. Curation. In fact, they say that 75% goes to the author and 25% goes to the curator. But because of the gamified system, it ends up being that about 15% actually goes to the curators because they have to game for that 25%, and by doing that, they give away some of that to the author. So curation is, yeah, it's there, especially if you're going to use a bot to do it and you're not even going to bother doing it, then you can just buy a whole bunch of Steem power, set up your bot and walk away. You come back and you'll have earnings from that. But that's the least you can get out of STEEMIT. The most is when you blog, and then you do everything. You create and you have your Steem power. You post comments. It's like if somebody dedicate themselves to just be on STEEMIT and that's what they're gonna do, they can make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's what I like about STEEMIT. The more you contribute to it, the more you bring it value, the more value you get out of it. Like I
For
really
sure.
enjoy that about STEEMIT. It almost keeps out the spam. Like there are people there that are going to troll and be spam, but it's very deterrent and it's going to cost you.
Yeah. I mean, they call it an attention economy. So the more attention you give it is the more you earn, basically. You know?
Yeah, the only thing that scares me is trolls are getting a lot of attention lately. So let's hope that doesn't continue a trend in this STEEMIT.
No, I don't really see them. You know?
Yeah, I don't. That's why I like it. I mean, I've been going there for content recently, just to just find content about today's events, and it's just so like I don't know. It's just filtered for like the best stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're gonna, let's just like this, a troll type of person, it's a waste of time to even bother to do that on there. I don't know. It's like you're gonna get downvoted and it's just gonna disappear. It's like there's no point in controlling on Steam, you know, because they're gonna catch on to it right away, and just you press a button and then whatever you have to say just kind of disappears. You know, other people can see it, but they have to go dig for it. And then as a trolling type of person, you might feel like, oh, this is wasting my time. I'll go back troll on you.
Well, since like I could say you basically like work on Steam, like that's a good source of income for you. Do you see any like worries in their future, like something that may be a concern that you see coming into their future, like scaling or something to that effect?
No, no. I mean, you could have asked me that maybe a few months ago, and I probably would have said something. But now they have it all sorted out now. I mean, the biggest deal for SteamIt was when Dan, the main developer, when he left. That was like that was sweet because it was like a huge weight got lifted. You know, because Dan, man, the guy who created the Steam blockchain, he's very, very smart. He's very overpowering in a way because he's so damn intelligent. So it's like, you know, when he was there, you felt like, man, you felt like you're in presence of someone like that was just too powerful. He's too powerful. So once he walked away, it was just like a breath of fresh air. And that's actually a week later is when this price of Steam just took off and it just never stopped going up from there.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
it was needed for him to step back.
yeah,
You know, because
sometimes you
they
just gotta
have
walk away and let your baby grow up. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly. I mean, well, and they have good developers, so it's not like he was really doing anything anyway, but just being there, you know. And so and now he's moved on to something better, so that's good.
Something better? Oh man, I can't wait to see what
Yeah,
that is.
he's doing they premiered it yesterday. He's doing a smart contract platform that is, you know, better than Ethereum, obviously, because I'm not going to do one that's not better than Ethereum. You
Right,
know.
right, right. Yeah, we're doing this thing like this thing, but it's not going to be as good. All right, let's segue from STEEMIT into BitConnect because other than being the ambassador for STEEMIT, you talk a lot about BitConnect, and
Yeah.
I know absolutely zero about it. I was going to look into it before this, but I thought I'd give you a fresh pair of ears, man. Like I've heard about it, but I never checked it out on my own.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
was in Coin
why?
Market.
What is BitConnect, and how did you get into it?
So I was on Coin Market Cap maybe a couple of months ago. No, yeah, about 2 months ago, and I saw BitConnect there, right next to Pivx. Right, I was looking for something to invest in, so I was like, BitConnect, what's this? So I looked at it, and I mean, you know, when I saw what it was doing with the blockchain and everything, I was like, this is brilliant. And in fact, what really made me interested was the referral program, because I've never seen like a cryptocurrency thing with a referral program built in. There's never, right? So I was like, okay, this is great. So first thing, I got excited about the loans, right? Because then you put $100 loan, you get your interest. I'm not explaining to you in detail now, you know, because I'm not.
Well, I've loaned on like Poloniex and stuff like that.
Yeah, so for instance, you could put $100 loan, and the loan is loaned out to a trading bot. You know, trading bots that trade for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is volatile, the bot trades and earns profit, and then the profit it earns is paid out as interest. So the average is about 1%, right? So you earn like if you put $100, you can earn $1 a day. That's a fair percentage considering that it's a trading bot, right? And sometimes it goes down though. Sometimes it's like 0.01% if the bot doesn't make any trades that day or doesn't make any profit that day. But on the average over a 7-day period is about 1%. So that was interesting. I did $100 loan. And then I saw there's a referral program. Okay, great, referral program. So I promoted it, right? Not even looking into it, right? And I came back to my account like couple of hours later, and there's like $1,000 in there. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up? So I checked it out even more, and I'm like, man, this thing is brilliant. The way they have it set up, it's like everything was well thought through. It's very similar to STEEMIT in a way. Whereas when you dig deep into STEEMIT or Steam blockchain really, and STEEMIT, you see how whoever made it just like thought about every little thing, like every little detail, and made sure that everything was perfect before they put it out. And so this is the same thing with BitConnect. Like everything was well thought through, well presented, and it was just like the only word I could say was brilliant, and I just kept promoting it. And I made like, you know, I'm still making tons of money with it, man. Like a lot, a lot.
Is it from the loaning aspect or the
But yeah,
referral program aspect?
the loaning aspect is I could say yes, because listen, I earn a lot from referrals, but the referrals wouldn't work if the loans weren't profitable, right? Because like, you know, in crypto people are not dumb, right? And someone with $1,000 is not a stupid person, especially if you have $1,000 worth of cryptocurrency. You have to be certain kind of intelligent to have that,
Yeah,
right?
it requires a certain level
So,
of intelligence to acquire it.
yeah, right. So if you get on BitConnect and you have your $1,000 or $10,000 worth of crypto, and you check it out and you see what it's all about, and you're willing to put up your cryptocurrency, you say, okay, yeah, this is for real. I'm gonna do this. Then, and just like I did it, you know. So it got me to do it. And I don't think I'm a stupid person. So then every time they do it, I earn a 7% commission. So if they lend $1,000 out, what I went, or $70, right? And if they do 10,000, I earn $700. I've gotten a couple of those. So, and you know, and then there's a downline too. So if like I refer you and you refer someone, then I get 3% of that. You get 7%, I get 3%. So they have this whole referral program set up and automatically promote BitConnect. But what this does is create buyers, right? And then whoever's earning money are the sellers, right? So all the money going in and out of BitConnect goes through their trading platform. Whereas I'm the buyer, you're the seller. I'm buying your tokens for Bitcoin, or you're selling me your tokens for Bitcoin. There is nobody controlling the money other than the users themselves who are putting loans or cashing out or buying loans. So everything goes through the blockchain. It's a blockchain. You can mine it. You can stake it. You know, I even went to the Bitcoin talk where they announced themselves, and there was like 64 pages on the forum of them dealing with BitConnect and talking about the mining and so I made sure that everything was there as like a real. So you know, there's people who come out, oh, this is a scam, but they didn't go to the Bitcoin talk pages on all the forums to see all these miners talking about mining it and staking it, and it's all positive. It's all, everybody's in there actually doing work, you know, and developers and everything, but they're just gonna look at it from face value, and just because there was a referral program and, you know, I'm earning tons of money with it, oh, no. So I was like, hey, you know, give it a year. In a year, I'll be banking and you'll come around, basically. Kind of like how Genesis Mining and STEEMIT. STEEMIT got the same shit when STEEMIT came out. Oh, it's a scam. This is impossible. You know,
No,
I remember.
you're not wrong. That's my first impression of STEEMIT. When I first found STEEMIT, because of the curator reward and the like, hey, if I like it first and someone likes it behind it, and that whole like everybody wins and it feels like a scam thing made me feel bad. Like, why is that my mentality? Why do I feel like everybody can't win?
Because of everyone's accustomed to the traditional system. Like there's a guy up top and he's going to run the show, which in blockchain, it's not like that. Bitcoin, it's not like that. You can get a miner, you set up your miner, you mine the coins. That's money, you know, that's money. There's nobody is going to stop you from doing that, you know. So it's all about how much miners can you have. You can set up a warehouse, you can mine it. Nobody's going to get between you and the money. You know, you can mine it unless you have a problem with the electricity company. But it's just, you get the electricity, you put the miners, you mine the coins, that's it. Same thing with STEEMIT. You get on the blog, you blog, you blah, blah, blah. Nobody's gonna stand between you and the money. It's there, you know, it comes off. So like, that's how blockchain technology works. There's no middleman, right? So then if there's no middleman, then who the hell is scamming you? Nobody's scamming you. You know, you're just involved in something that you're not accustomed to, because you might think, oh, this is too easy, or it's too good to be true. But that's the way blockchain technology works, man. You put in an effort and you get something out. or you lose some money and you get some out.
Yeah,
So
and
with
speaking
my
of
case,
money and effort, man, what about trading? I just watched one of your most recent videos. I think you said you're taking a break from it and you're just collecting.
trading, you can't trade in this market, especially in this market. You know,
Right
it's
now,
like,
yeah, I took a break. I'm sitting it out, and I thought that was when you said it, I was like, yo, if I'm on the same thought level as this man, I'm on the right goddamn track. Like, because I was thinking the same thing as you were talking throughout that whole video. I was like nodding my head, like, yup, like a bobblehead, man. But explain to some of the people maybe why it was a trader's market and why now it's a spectator's game.
let's see. Now, a trader's market is when you know that, right? That okay, today Bitcoin's in the green and the alts are in the red, right?
Yep.
And then most likely that's going to last about 2 days, and then everything's going to flip around. That's the trader's market. It's not like that anymore. It's not like you can't time it anymore. You just don't know. Sometimes everything is in the red. Sometimes, like right now, everything is in the green. Like Bitcoin's going up, and everything else is going up with it. So it's like the trader's market is where you can predict where things are going to end up. Um, and yeah, you can't trade this market. The cryptocurrency is too popular now.
Yeah, it's
There's
buying
like
on the
a
way up. Just keep
yeah,
buying and
there's like a
holding.
there's coming to seem like there's a bottleneck of like people trying to get in, trying to get in, and they got to go through Coinbase and all these different to get into crypto is not an easy thing. It's not like 1, 2, 3 and you got it. You know what I mean? So I feel like I get the sense that there's a bottleneck buildup of all these people trying to get in, and as they slowly get their accounts approved and this approved, and they get money, and then it's like it's just going to keep building up. And that bottleneck is like having the line outside a club. You pass the club, see the long ass line. Oh, this shit is jumping. This shit is jumping. You want to get in. So that's going to last quite a while, I think.
What do you think is one of the altcoins right now that's going to disappoint everybody? Like it's popping right now, but it's going to disappoint everybody. Like what altcoin do you think people are running to and they shouldn't? Because everything, like I said, everything's green, man, but not everything is long-term profitable.
I think Ripple is probably
Really? My
yeah.
baby, yo, my baby.
No, Ripple, because the guy has so much. You can't have a situation where one guy has control of that many of the coins. That's a situation. You're waiting for a problem right there. So and then he comes out and says he's gonna lock them. He's gonna lock them up, right?
Yeah, Gona.
Why don't he just do that shit and then come out and say, well, I've already. Look, here's the smart contracts. Everything's locked up. You guys don't have to worry. I'll have it done by the end of the year. That doesn't sound right to me. So I'm not saying there's a guarantee that there could be a problem, but if there is going to be a problem somewhere, I think Ripple is the one that most likely will show a problem, because when you have one human being with that much going on, then that's the problem.
I
Even
like
I
that
used to
answer. I don't like the answer, but I like the answer.
yeah, I used to say that about Ethereum, but I don't even think that anymore. I think even if Vitalik had an issue, Ethereum would still be able to continue.
If not, Ethereum Classic will just pick up right in its
Yeah,
steps.
exactly. So are we? And that's the same thing. That's like the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing, but in some opinions, a lot stronger in code. So there's that. I mean, right now, I think it's over $13, dude, for Classic.
Need to have I don't know. They don't have any applications going on it though. So it's
They got
like
a couple developers and they're talking, but you're right. It's just talking, a couple developers.
yeah, I'm beyond all the speculating, man. I mean, I like Steam because it's a real thing. I don't have to speculate about it. Like BitConnect is a real thing. I don't have to speculate about it. Dash is getting there to a certain extent. Once they have the evolution, they have to have something other than just a speculative coin or even a debit card. You know what I
I
mean?
know, man. I've been waiting on that forever.
So even that alone will set them one step up higher. You know what I mean? As
Right.
far as to say it's not a speculative thing. So, but once the speculative thing, like even like Ripple, for instance, saying all these things with the banks, and I don't know, the story seems so good, but the way the coin trades doesn't match the story for some reason.
And
Yeah,
I'm with you. Yeah, yeah. I think it's a gamble within a gamble. Like when I people are like, "Oh, why are you buying Ripple?" I'm like, "Well, I'm hoping the banks ain't wrong. I mean,
there's money to
they've
be
been
made.
wrong in the past. The banks have messed up a lot in the past. They could mess up now, but I'm hoping they don't. And I'm hoping that they do adopt some kind of blockchain technology, and maybe it won't last for long. Maybe they'll move on, but this will get their toes wet. And I don't know. I'm just I want them to adopt this technology in any way, shape, or form, and that will get them, one step closer to maybe being a decentralized bank, like something like Coinbase or something like that, replacing Wells Fargo.
Yeah, and the only bank I've really heard doing any major moves was JP Morgan,
That's with Zcash, right?
yeah, Zcash, but they've also been involved before with Ethereum, and I don't know. It's like JP Morgan doesn't have a good reputation as far as like you're gonna trust this bank, right? So,
Right, right, yeah.
but like I don't know. Bank of America should do something. I mean, they say Bank of America is with Ripple, but I don't mean.
Right, yeah,
Like
it's hard. It's hard to believe any of that news,
it's hard to
honestly.
believe any of that stuff. Yeah,
It's not
so
like any of the bank CEOs are going on Twitter like, yeah, we just hashtag Twitter Ripple. Yup, we did that.
yeah, exactly. It's not like that. So once something like that happens, that's going to be significant.
I should have
Like
asked this before the last one, but I was curious, where do you get your information when you trade? Like, where would you go to get your information? Like you said, you have all day to accumulate
YouTube
it.
is the only place I would think I would get it, or on STEEMIT.
All right, so who's your favorite YouTuber besides yourself and why?
Favorite YouTuber?
Yeah, don't be worried about hurting no one's feelings.
No. I'm trying to think about this. It changes, I don't know. Like, I don't have one actually. I don't have one. I used to. I would have said crypto before, like crypto from Crypto's News, but I don't like this stuff anymore.
His style changed. He's just blur, blur,
Yeah,
blur, man. And he
yeah.
used
I
to
don't
be a
know.
lot more in depth.
Any
And
better? I don't know. It's not good anymore. And um, you know, like I would say, I can't say Trayvon because I can go on without watching his videos. It's not like I have to watch it. So when you have a favorite, it's like you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss their videos.
yep.
I don't have one of those. I would just say, you know what? I like Brit VR's videos for some reason. I like his way of being. They'll put it that way. He makes
Okay.
me laugh. So he gets all. And at first, I watched a video today of him getting all hype about Burst, some casino. And it was just like, yo, this cat is entertaining, because he was so hyped for I would think no reason, but he was
For
really
yeah,
hyped on
for
that.
no reason. That's when people like see me like talking about Bitcoin. Like, you're so hyped for no reason.
Yeah, so if I was gonna say, I would say he's my favorite right now. Brit VR. He's been a favorite for a while actually.
All right, guys, make sure you check him out. That's where the man gets his info from, and that's one of
I don't
his.
get it. Oh no, I
Oh,
don't get it.
well,
I
it's
get it
one of your
clean.
yeah, yeah.
Brit VR is
Well,
notorious
where do
for
you
lying
go to
to
get
people.
your info though? Like that you relay besides like YouTube and stuff. Like, is there a forum or anybody particular on Steemit that supplies some good, info?
No, there isn't. Let me think about what the last time I got some info. So the last time I got some info was all right. So the JP Morgan thing. Where did I hear about that at? I guess info comes in from different. I'm online, right? So I might read a comment, or I'm in a chat and I see someone say something in the chat because we have a group chat, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's what I was gonna say. So info just comes to you now at this
yeah, it
point.
just comes from different directions. There is no place that I go to seek it out because I don't really seek information. It's there, and I haven't been trading. I don't really and another thing, I don't trade on information. I just trade on just the numbers. I don't need information to trade, right?
I go so the opposite. Yeah, I guess I'm the opposite, man. I'm reading blogs. I'm in Slack channels. I'm going way too far, way too deep.
That's not necessary. I mean, when trading is just the numbers. Like for instance, the last time I was trading a lot, I was using Exodus wallet, and I just balance everything out. Like if you have 33% of each thing, let's say you're doing three things. You set them at 33% each. One thing goes up, to 40 or 45, you sell it for something that, you just keep them balanced out. I did the same thing on Poloniex, where I have like 5 different coins and I have them all equally divided. And then when one moves up, I sell it for the one that's down. And you pretty much just trade like that on the numbers. And then, you do that for a few days and you end up with a lot more crypto than you started out with. But,
I need to get an Exodus wallet because I was doing that with Jax when I first got into crypto. I saw I could use Shapeshift and I was doing it with Ether and Ether Classic, where I just had some Ether Classic, and when it went up, sold it for Ether. When Ether
yeah,
went up, sold it for Classic. And I
yeah,
literally did that ride to earn 10 Ether and 10 Classic in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, just using Shapeshift and Jax. So like I need to get on that wallet. I really
that's a
do.
good way to trade. Just trade on the numbers. There's no need to get information. Because,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. There's two ways to go, but sometimes the information will mislead your ass. I've done that before, where you're like talking to people on Slack channels and blogs, reading blogs and forums, and then the news never becomes news. It's always still the rumor.
Yeah, the information is too kind of time consuming too. I was doing that with Ethereum though when I was trading Ethereum, but you know, no, it doesn't matter if it's going up, it's going up. You know, when you trade, you definitely take losses, but with crypto, if you're doing it long enough, you always end up with more gains. And then you ask yourself, damn, did I get this gains from the rise or did I really trade? You know,
Hmm.
right? So I mean, so me, I look at to say if I end up with more of the coin, you know, if I'm trading, then I have to end up with more of the coin, not necessarily a higher dollar value, because a higher dollar value doesn't mean more of the coin. So, so when I stop trading, I don't care about how much coin I have. I just care about the dollar value, and I think that's a better way. I like that flow better than to care about how much of coin I have. I rather just pay attention to the dollar value. I say, well, if I have 100,000 Steam and Steam is this amount, if it goes up 10 cents, I earn 10 G's. I'm working with that, you know,
Yep, yeah,
rather
that's a
than
much cleaner mentality to it for sure. It keeps it less foggy.
yeah.
I was just, I guess it's probably, I already know, I guess everyone knows the answer to this, but what's your favorite altcoin, like for holding besides Bitcoin?
I like
Like some
that.
long term dashed.
I like Dash. I mean, I can't call. I mean, you might think I might say Steam, but I can't really call Steam an altcoin. Because there's so much more than altcoin. You know, what I mean, it's like a utility. Use it. It actually has a lot of functionality to it.
I think the term altcoin is going to wither away, man, because of the applications, these alternative coins. It's going to become alt blockchain soon or something like
But
that.
if you have to speculate on it, it's definitely an altcoin. If you have to speculate on it, you know, I mean, if you don't, basically, yeah. And then most of them, that's what you have to do. I mean, what are you doing? You speculate. Even Ethereum is wholly speculative because it doesn't really work yet. You know, it's just barely there, right? So
Yeah, I think it's crazy what Ethereum's doing now. It's like you said, it's barely there and it's got like 10 barely there projects built on top of a barely there project. So these 10 barely there projects are contributing to a
man,
really
I might
big
I might
barely
have to
there.
switch from Ripple to Ether. How you how you say it? Because there's so much riding on them getting it to proof of stake, and then that, which is I think they'll be able to do that. But if you ever looked at the sharding thing, like they want to try to do
Yes, I know. I've read it and heard enough about it that it scares the shit out of me for holding it. But I
it.
am long term. I'll be honest. I have more,
Like I
way
said,
more in Ether than I do in Bitcoin, and I'm keeping it there.
Ether was at like $5 for the whole time until they get all that stuff done. Then it's a good investment. But to not have any of that shit done, and then all this the history of problems that they've had, and it's like, oh man, come on, why is the thing is like almost $200 now? Somebody said I think they just have a whole bunch of it. Some group, I guess the Ethereum Foundation perhaps, already has like a ton of it just sitting there, you know, to hold it up, to lock it up. So and then they just go out and get all these corporations to invest. So to get in the Ethereum Alliance, I found out today you just paid $3,000.
Whoa. So are you there? I was reading. I was trying to get a bunch. Yeah, a couple questions in the chat. People are blowing it up on us. Somebody wanted to know what you thought about Blockstack token that's coming. Do you know anything about that?
About what?
It says Blockstack token.
No, there's
James
no.
wanted to know if you knew about it.
We just wanted to say that name on the thing because obviously I don't know about anything that's coming. I
All right.
don't know anything. I don't know about anything that is like that. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do ICOs. I don't do um, what doesn't exist yet, all that kind of stuff.
So, I guess do you think like the Bitcoin price right now is, sustainable? Do you think it's going to keep going and
Yeah,
steady, or do you see Bitcoin coming down a little bit?
supply and demand can't come down. There's not
Yeah.
enough of it. Yeah, well, there's not enough of it. Plus, all the amount of Bitcoin that's been lost. You have to always think about how much Bitcoin is out there that just lost. Lost keys, lost this, lost that. There's a ton of it. I would want to say maybe 30% of all the Bitcoin is lost and you can never get to it. You know what I mean? And then there's all these, they said, I read one stat that there's like so much Bitcoin that is in like, like very small amounts in wallets. So like you have a Bitcoin wallet somewhere with like 0.000 something Bitcoin that you
Yeah.
just,
Yeah. Everybody does.
right. So there's so many of that, so much of that. There's another Bitcoin that, so the supply is not that much. And then as Bitcoin gets more popular, you have whole entire countries talking about it. It's just like there's a bottleneck to get Bitcoin. I mean, I would not be surprised if Bitcoin just shot up like a lot, a lot. I mean, if someone tries to go and buy $1 million worth of Bitcoin right now, it would probably go to $3,000 real quick. Because that's one person that I heard one rich guy complain about that. He's like, man, I can't even buy $1 million worth of Bitcoin. If I try to do that, the price goes up too high, and I don't get a good deal anymore. So
First world problems. Wow.
yeah, you have to buy in a small amounts in order not to affect the price. So yeah, supply and demand says Bitcoin is going to definitely keep going up.
That brought me to a question I didn't even know I had, man. But what do you think about like something just like that, manipulating the market? Somebody like, I know it ain't him, but somebody like Bill Gates decides to come in here, buy it all up out of the market and just dump it for $1 the next day for fun. Like any crazy eccentric billionaire could potentially. All right, thank you. Can you explain why to my viewers that's not possible?
Well, for one thing, the amount of money that you have to spend to get a certain amount to dump it, and then there's all these people ready to buy. There's all these people. You see the price come down to a certain point. I mean, if Bitcoin went from right now to like $1,000, it would be so hard for it to go any lower because of all the buying that would just support, all the buy support that would support it for it to go back up again, right? So that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for anybody to try to even do that.
Right, it's more incentivized to join the party than ruin the party, right?
Yeah, you'll be, if you want to affect Bitcoin, you can attack the miner. You can do that. That's the way to do it. You attack the mining, right? You go to wherever the mining's at, China or whatever, and you shut it down, or you do something. That's where you can attack Bitcoin. But as far as the market goes, no, not really.
I can dig that, man. I just people ask me all the time, like, what's stopping a billionaire from ruining that for everyone? I'm like, they're not. They're going to join the party and enjoy it with everyone.
Yeah, if they're a billionaire, you're that smart. You're not going to be throwing away money. You don't get to be a billionaire. Yeah, dealing with money that way, right? I mean,
yeah, that's a silly. Like, I like to say it's a silly like doomsday thought. Brings me to another question about scams and such. Have you ever been scammed? Have you ever been a part of one, or maybe accidentally promoted one?
No, but I see them, and for instance, Matizer is an obvious scam.
Can you explain, please?
Well, did you know Matizer? Did you know about the cloud mining Matizer? Yeah, it was a cloud mining thing that gave you 100 mega hash. It lasted about 3 months. Gave you 100 mega hash for free, and then it was obvious that it was just a cloud mining scam. They didn't even mention that they were cloud mining, but
oh,
yeah, I mean, scams are pretty obvious when you see them. There's a lot of them. I mean, kind of obvious to see a scam. So yeah, they're there. I mean, when you check like your YouTube spam, there's a lot of those things in there. I don't click on them, but if you go to your YouTube spam right now, your spam, and you'll see Bitcoin stuff in there. This that. That stuff is all scams. I mean, they're not for real. But when you're talking about a blockchain, basically if there's a blockchain involved and it's on CoinMarketCap, then you're almost not. It's almost not a scam. But then when you're talking about like some of these coins that are really cheap, you're asking for trouble because if it's just a web page and a coin and there's nothing else and it's cheap and you're gonna buy it, yeah, you can make some profit, but if you stay in that too long, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in my inbox getting scammed left and right, and I'm friends with a couple of YouTubers that like to out that stuff, so I just keep sending it their way. And they said it's almost a pandemic right now because Bitcoin's going through the same exact growing pains as the internet did. Everyone keeps comparing it to that, and I like to compare the scam scenario that we're in to the same one with like the Nigerian prince with the email first came out.
Anybody who gets scammed in crypto deserves to get scammed because you don't have to do anything but just buy some Bitcoin, and that's it.
People get FOMO'd out though, man. People see people, saying, "Hey, I bought this coin and held it and sold it," and they want to do the same thing. That's what only reason I got into trading was because I saw people buying this, holding it, selling it, trading. I was like, "Ooh, I got to learn that." I lost money learning, but that's I feel like that's natural. That's how everybody should learn. Or I mean, hopefully you lose early and you don't end up losing later.
Yeah, I stay away from all that stuff. I just stick to the I started out with Bitcoin and I went into Ether, then I went to Steem. I mean, I generally don't get into anything that's like too low on the totem pole. I mean,
how many different cryptocurrencies are you holding?
The only crypto that I've really bought that was really low is Burst, and that's a really good coin.
Yeah, I actually just got my coworker mining Burst because we were looking into it.
Burst is dope. So,
Yeah, it
you know,
is.
and then there you go, another coin that has, you know, real use, real applications, can make people really happy. You know, it's not just speculate, blah blah
Right.
blah. You know, so I mean, obviously, if I'm gonna get involved with something, there has to be some kind of something going on there beyond, you know, because I've been online for pretty, like I said, I've been earning money online for 16 years. So crypto is just another venture for me. I've done a lot of shit. I've done everything actually. I've made money with everything on the internet.
A true
It's
entrepreneur
funny, I've been
hustler.
involved in it. I've been involved in it. When PayPal started, it was called X.com, and it was only X.com for maybe 3 or 4 months, and they switched to PayPal,
Hmm.
and I made tons of money with it.
How do
And that
you
was in
sorry.
1999. That was a
Whew.
long time ago.
How do you accumulate your coins? Like, do you use an exchange, or do you just, how do you get your coins that you want to hold, and like where do
Well,
you
now I
get them?
simply earn everything now. I mean, last year I was buying though. Last year, I started out buying Bitcoin. Then I bought Ether, but mostly traded Ether to get more. Spend a lot of money. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but what I did buy consistently for 6 months straight was I was buying it every single day because of the inflation rate, right? If I put in one Steam, I'm gonna get back three. That was the idea, you know. So, and I didn't. The contract was a 2-year contract, 2 years of inflation. But I said to myself, "There's no way, there's no way they're gonna be able to go 2 years like this, right?" So, and it lasted 6 months. And at 6 months, they stopped it, and I was like, "Yes." You know, look at my wallet, fat wallet, because I was buying the whole time while the inflation rate was going, you know. And then, like, you know, a lot of people was cashing out and stuff, but I just kept buying and accumulating. So, and now I just earn. Now I simply earn because I have Genesis mining. So I earn with that, and I earn with Steam, and I earn. Everything is all about earning now. I don't buy.
Right. It's a lot of people are preaching earn crypto, don't, buy crypto, earn it, don't buy it.
You can, but you still have to buy though. If you don't have any, I mean, definitely you should be buying.
Right, but I mean, like,
Until
work your way into the system or in the space,
Yeah,
work your
like
way into the
Genesis
space to
mining is
earn.
a really great way to earn it, and stuff like BitConnect too. Even Steam, like all that stuff is great for earning. Man. Steam is the best one for earning, actually. I mean, especially if you're not, you don't have to be in crypto. You don't have to be a crypto person. You just get on Steam and start. You just be a blogger, and then before you know it, if you're blogging for a month on SteemIt, you're gonna earn zero point 0.1 BTC. You know, and you've never had Bitcoin before. You know, you're gonna cash that Steam out, and you end up with zero point 0.1 BTC, and you're like, oh man, I have Bitcoin now. You didn't have to buy it.
Dude, I love the way you talk about crypto. Is there like anybody in your family or close like that just refuses to believe that it's not a scam or anything like that? Like how many like do you have any hard-headed people in your close circle that still don't get it?
Nobody in my life knows anything about what I do, and I like that. They just see that there's money on the screen. That's it. They don't know anything about it. I don't talk to anybody about it. There's no point. I mean, it's just the kind of people I live with, though. Everybody's just kind of free, free, doing their own thing, freedom type people. There's no like my girlfriend. She's just a straight hustler doing her hustles. My kids, they're just, everybody's just like on their own hustle path,
Yeah.
So I'm doing this is my hustle. This is what I do. Nobody needs to talk to me about it.
So somebody was wondering, speaking of the kids, they wanted to know if they got into cryptocurrencies and stuff like that.
They get like the way my son is. He just gets paid. I mean, he's not even going to get into it because that's for him. That will be work. So for him, his mentality is it's just going to come to me, which that's how it is. I send him the money, he spends it. He could get on and start learning about it, but it's no point. His pathway is for him to just get paid. That's it. I mean, he came into a world where I'm getting paid every day and I'm not doing anything. So his mentality is, well, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get paid
Right.
every day and I'm not gonna do shit. And that's pretty much how it is for him.
I
And
wouldn't say
even
you don't do shit. You
even
create
without,
valuable content, man. Don't say it. You don't.
well, no, I mean me, I do, but like him, he's just gonna pay regardless, get paid regardless. He doesn't have to. That's his mentality. I didn't have that mentality when I was a kid. I was always like, oh, I gotta work, and So it's all about your mentality. It's gonna provide you the reality that you see. He doesn't even need me. Even if I'm not around, he's still gonna have that reality. That's just the way he thinks.
That's awesome, dude. I like that. I got a couple questions. Everyone's wondering where'd you get those paintings and did you make them?
Yeah, I bought these from this cat from Colorado, And it's funny because he hit me up with a really dope painting a few days ago. He said he's selling it. I bought it for $100 each, right? But I buy it like for 100 and he give me one free. So I say I'll buy one, you give me one free. So I said, yeah, I'll buy it, but I'll only pay you in Bitcoin. And I'm like, yo, this dude did not respond. I'm like, what the
No.
fuck, yo? I mean, why would you not respond? I figure, okay, even if he doesn't have Bitcoin, he would go at least look at the chart. You know what I mean? And you look at the chart, you think, oh, yeah, okay. But he didn't respond. I mean, he's really trying to sell his painting, and he didn't respond. I'm like, yo, crazy. That's why I made up a thing the other day. I said, cryptocurrency is for mentally insane people, right? That we
Yep.
don't know they're mentally insane.
Yeah,
And like,
we're either so crazy or we're just
yeah, regular people know it, but they're not allowed to tell us and shit. So it's like you try to bring it up with them, they go, it's one of those. It's one of those. They're thinking in their back mind, oh, it's one of those guys.
That's awesome. Oh man. All right. I guess we're getting close on the end here. Is there any questions I should have asked? Like, was there anything you were expecting or anything you wanted to talk about?
No.
Now you think we got everything? We covered all the bases?
Everything, yeah.
All right. I guess I'll give everybody a second to throw some questions in down here. Hey guys, anybody have anything to ask? Go ahead. Let me see if there's anything lined up here. Yeah, I'm not going to ask you about any altcoin investments or white papers. There's a lot of those.
I read white papers.
He reads charts, people. Read the charts, the candles, red, green.
I read the chart or I use the application, It's like you got to use the application. You want to invest in a coin, you ask yourself, where's the application for me to use? And then I'll invest in the coin.
There you go.
But if you're just going to invest in something that you believe in, then you're not being smart. You're going to lose, in fact.
Oh, you know what's a good question? Who do you think is promoting scams right now in the in our space, like YouTuber or STEEMIT blogger? Do you think that you've spotted somebody in particular, like, to stay away from?
There's this whole TBC. You ever seen that?
Yes, I'm so done with that. Please cover that for me.
You done with that? Did you even get involved in that?
No, I clicked the link. I looked for 5 seconds and I started blocking people as soon as I saw it in my messages.
That's obvious scam there.
It's like the legit Nigerian prince scam.
All right. You know what? I don't want to say the word scam because theoretically people could be making money there, and if the people are making money, they're making money. But the amount of work they got to put in that's the bad part.
I say this about scams: just because it's profitable doesn't make it not a scam, and just because it's not a scam does not mean it will be profitable.
Well, but it's only a scam when the thing shuts down and takes your money. And so as long as it's up and it's running and people are making money, you can't really call it a scam. It's just not a great way to make money, because if you have to put in a lot of work, then on the internet, you shouldn't have to work hard unless you're having fun. Like, if you're having fun blogging. But if you're on there and you're spamming people with your link and you're lying to them about this and that, then that's too much. You're doing too much.
Like you said, yeah, we're in the age of digital reputation, quite literally.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a good digital reputation in this day and age, you're going to become blocked to the point where people don't see you. You're going to have one friend and it's going to be Tom from MySpace because nobody likes him. Like, you're going to be beat if you keep contributing spam. So I think you're right. I wanted to wrap this up with a pretty tough question. So take a second if you need to wrap yourself around it. But can you explain what cryptocurrencies are in 10 words or less?
Cryptocurrency is financial freedom for the 1%.
Wow, that's powerful, dude. I believe that too. I don't know if you saw my interview before, but I really believe in that, man. You're right. That's deep.
I don't even know how many words that was, but I know it's less than 10.
No, it doesn't. I lost count because I fell into it. That's perfect. That's a bumper sticker, man. All right, so thanks, and hey everybody, thanks for watching live. I appreciate all the thumbs up, all the comments, all the whack questions, and please check out my man here. Check out his STEEMIT. Go ahead and follow him there. I'll have a bunch of links in the description box for all that. And Craig Grant, thank you so much for taking the time to come speak with me, and have a day.
Thank you, sir.